In the remote village of Umuchara in Ebonyi State, nestled between dense forest and the glistening Cross River, a strange and haunting tale still troubles even the most skeptical elders. Nnenna Madu, a bright and curious 14-year-old girl, vanished without a trace on the evening of August 13, 2023. Her disappearance has become one of the most disturbing and whispered about mysteries in the region. That day was a market day. The village square pulsed with energy. Traders from Abakaliki and beyond crowded the paths with yams, dried fish, palm oil, and crafts. Nnenna accompanied her mother to the market, helping with their stall. Around 4:30 p.m., she asked permission to visit her best friend Amoka, who lived only 2 compounds away. She never returned. By nightfall, the air was heavy with dread. The search began immediately. Villagers lit torches and combed through nearby farms, streams, and even the dreaded Oji forest, a place steeped in taboo. There was nothing, no footprints, no torn fabric, no cry for help. It was as if the earth had swallowed her. 3 days later, Amoka, visibly disturbed, confessed something strange. She said Nnenna never arrived at her house. But around the same time Nnenna should have arrived, she heard a strange humming outside her window. When she peeked, she saw a tall woman in a red wrapper with no face, holding what looked like a small child's hand. Before Amoka could scream, the figure vanished into the wind. The story was dismissed at first, chalked up to fear or grief. But then, other children began describing the same humming woman. Within 3 weeks, 4 more children vanished without explanation. An elder named Obwefai, the oldest in the village, broke decades of silence. He told of the Opoka shrine, a forgotten altar hidden deep in the forest and once used to appease an ancient spirit called Edinkiti, the daughter of silence. Long ago, sacrifices, mostly animals, had been made to her. But after the Civil War and the rise of Christianity, the shrine was abandoned. Obwefai's warning chilled the air. Something was awakened. Something that never forgot the taste of worship or blood. On the 99th day of Nnenna's disappearance, her mother ventured alone into the forest. Hours later, she returned with blank eyes and a child's shoe clutched in her arms. It was Nnenna's, clean, undamaged, as though just worn. That night, thunder cracked across the sky. The village dogs howled. A sound, half child, half beast, echoed from the trees. Then silence. The disappearances stopped. But nothing felt normal. Then, 6 months later, red dust appeared in perfect circles in front of 5 homes, including the Madu families. At the center of each circle was a cowrie shell, stained with something dark and sticky. A priest tried to bless the houses, but the bowl of holy water shattered in his hands. The humming sound returned, now loud enough for all to hear. A group led by a Pentecostal pastor entered the Opoka shrine, determined to destroy it. They returned screaming. The pastor spoke of seeing the faceless woman, carrying children with faces that shifted. He swore one was Nnenna's. That was when a stranger appeared in Umuchara. She was an old, hunched woman with tribal marks and a carved walking stick. Her name was Mama Udili. She claimed she came from Ohuasera, but her knowledge of the spirit world was far beyond ordinary. She met with Nnenna's mother in private and told her, "Your daughter is not dead. But her soul is split. Half is trapped. Half is watching you from the trees." A midnight ritual was performed by Mama Udili to call out the spirit. But the ritual was broken when Mama Nnenna, hearing her daughter's voice in the trees, rushed forward. The ground cracked open. The faceless woman let out an unholy screech and vanished. In the chaos, Nnenna's body was found, cold and pale, but alive. However, Nnenna was not the same. She spoke in riddles. Her eyes were glassy. She hummed the forbidden tune. One day, she vanished again, this time from a locked room. The only evidence was red dust and a message scribbled on the wall: "I was never truly returned." Fear returned. But now the mystery deepened. One night, Nnenna's younger brother Chibi saw a reflection in the river, a girl's face floating just beneath the surface, odor and weeping blood. Behind her stood the faceless woman, now adorned with sewn-on faces of other children. He collapsed, whispering, "Her name is not Edin Kitty, her real name is buried." Mama Udili called the elders and finally revealed the truth. The spirit was not a goddess. She was once a girl named Olubiu, born over 150 years ago in Umuchara. She had albinism and strange eyes. Feared and hated, her parents were accused of witchcraft and burned alive. Olubiu was buried alive by the villagers, but did not truly die. Her soul fused with an ancient, vengeful forest entity. The villagers had buried their guilt and turned her into a myth. But she remembered her real name and wanted others to feel the pain of being forgotten, faceless, and unloved. Chief Okori, the village head, was the one who had broken the ancient seal. Hoping to resurrect his sick daughter, he offered a blood pact to the forest. 2 days after being exposed, his skull was found nailed to a tree. A final confrontation was prepared. This time, the village gathered. Mama Udili, Chibis, and a blind seer drew sacred symbols at the river. When the faceless woman appeared with Nnenna's limp body, her face was transforming, patches of Nnenna's, the missing children's, and an unknown girl's face stitched to her own. Nnenna's brother stepped forward, unafraid, and offered forgiveness. "We are not the ones who hurt you. Let us remember your name. Let us give you peace." Olubiu trembled. She dropped Nnenna gently. Ghostly children emerged and faded into the breeze. She looked down at her hands, small, human, bleeding. For the first time in over a century, she cried. She whispered, "Olubiu, I remember." And then she crumbled into white dust and disappeared with the wind. Nnenna awoke whole. The haunting ended. The shrine was sealed. A tree grew over Olubiu's resting place with a simple carving, "Here lies a girl who became a myth. May she rest with her name." But peace would not last forever. 20 years later, Nnenna, now a grown woman, mother of 2, still hears the humming when the wind is right. One night, her daughter Ifeoma drew a picture of a girl in white by the river. She had no face, and above her was the name Olubiu. "She talks to me in my dreams," the child said. "She says she's cold." Terrified, Nnenna returned to Umuchara. The village had changed, but the river had not. She placed a doll and a mirror at the grove and whispered, "I did not forget you." 2 nights later, Ifeoma became sick. She spoke in tongues she never knew. The spirit had clung to her. Mama Udili, now ancient, said only one thing could be done, a ritual not of banishment, but of release. 7 women, all descendants of those who had wronged Olubiu, joined hands and sang songs of forgiveness. Nnenna stepped forward and begged the spirit to let go. "You were one of us. Let this child go. And rest." The wind rose. The child opened her eyes and said, "She says thank you. She says, you're free now." Then silence. The river has been calm ever since. A bench now sits by its bank, carved with the names of the lost, and one name carved deeper than all. Olubiu. The forgotten girl who found her voice. Sometimes, the villagers say, if you sit on the bench in silence, the wind carries a child's laugh. Not haunting. Not angry. Just at peace.